So hi, we're on the Good Noise Podcast. We're here with Pat from Not My Weekend. We're going to ask him some questions today. I'm going to start. What inspired you to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
I've always loved music. My mom took me to see Bowling for Soup at the Oklahoma State Fair when I was 11, and
Oh,
that was the band that really like inspired me. Like, I want to do that. Like, it was bigger than like I want to play guitar, I want to sing. It was like I want to do that. You know what I mean? Um, so that was a big part of it. And then I have four sisters, and they had Disney Channel on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I became obsessed with the Jonas Brothers.
Taste.
I'm wearing their shirt right now. So yeah, it's really like Bowling for Soup and the Jonas Brothers are like the two bands that are like, okay, I'm gonna be in a band. This is what I'm gonna do. And Not My Weekend. My sophomore year of high school, I got some friends together, and we knew we wanted to do a rock and roll, like pop punk type thing, right? And I think if there's another band that's really inspired me to keep going and want to tour and stuff like that, it's All Time Low. So we just like had a list of band names, and one of them was Not My Weekend because of the All Time Low song Weightless. We just ripped it right from there. And it wasn't even all like, that's the band name. It was like, okay, well, it'll just be this one. And it's stuck so far. So
Yeah. I was driving
Wow.
today, and it finally clicked with me. I'm like, wait, I think that's where they got it from.
yeah, yes, sir. And I think Weightless is one of their best songs too. So
yes,
yeah.
100%,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And another question. Did you get to see the Jonas Brothers when they came back, like, over the winter?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
him. We last fall we were making a record, and my girlfriend and I went to see him in Portland. We were in Portland making the record, and we went to see him there. And my friend, oh, this is heartbreaking. I haven't
Oh,
told
no.
anyone this story. My friend got me a meet and greet wristband for free.
Mhm.
So I had the opportunity to meet them, and we got there. Like, she got it because she knew someone that worked there or whatever,
Mhm.
and then she gave it to me because we're friends. But like, they did the meet and greet at like 4 o'clock, and we were there at showtime at like 6. So she gave me the meet and greet band, and you were like, you better run. And I ran upstairs, and I watched them walk away.
Ouch.
Oh,
It was
man.
it was truly heartbreaking. It was a really bummer start to the night, but then they put on such a killer show.
It
It just
was,
yeah.
yeah. I saw them here in New Jersey, and I happened to get seats behind the stage because I didn't want to spend too much money. And it was still a good show even from there. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're the best. It was such a great set. Like, they're just so good, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm confident I'll meet them one day. I'm not even worried about it.
exactly.
It'll happen.
Yeah,
One of these
you'll
days.
tour with them. It's no biggie. No biggie.
That's the goal, baby.
That's
I said
the-
that to someone the other day, as I want to open for the Jonas Brothers. So we'll
Speak
see.
it
Oh my
into
God.
existence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah. So, congrats on your EP, Yellow.
Oh,
How do you feel about the
thanks.
response you've gotten to it from it?
Oh, I'm stoked. I mean, in a lot of ways, that EP was and is a dream come true. If anything, I'm excited that people are kind of hungry for more tunes, and embarrassed that it's been 2 years since we put out new original music, and that is in large part due to COVID currently.
Mm.
But yeah, that EP was so awesome and is so awesome, and to this day, even with all of the new songs that we've written that no one's heard, our song "When You're Around" is like one of my favorite things I've ever done creatively. Yeah, it's really, really, really sick. The couple tours we did on it, the Yellow tour and the Next tour and the Ned's Declassified tour we did with Happy, like, all of that was dream come true type stuff, and there were a couple people at like every shows that knew the words and stuff, and that's been my whole goal for as long as I can remember, really. So yeah, that EP, and I love that it's happy. I wrote in high school in the beginning of college, I wrote a bunch of sad songs that I just didn't mean. I was just like trying to be like the emo dude or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm just not. And like, it makes me happy that the EP where I was like, I'm going to write a bunch of happy songs that make me happy is the one that popped off, So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm stoked on it.
You love to see it.
So how do you feel about
Thanks.
your growth since you just like dropped one EP and that's it?
I feel great about it. It's crazy because I really think, and I hope this is, I hope this seems like it's the case from an outside perspective, but I really think every day we continue to get bigger. I don't think we've really slumped. even though we haven't put out new music. And it's part of that is because our band is still so small. But you know, I work every single day to make sure someone that has not heard Not My Weekend yet does. And thus far, our Spotify monthly listeners are still going up, you know, without new music, which is super important to me. You know, personally, I haven't slowed down at all. Like, obviously, we don't have new songs out right now, but there's never a day or a week where I'm not focused on new content. And I hope that line of thinking and that work ethic that I'm really working really hard to maintain will continue to allow us to grow regardless of whether or not there's new tunes coming out. And, you know, I'm trying to be producing new stuff every day, every week for like the next 4 or 5 years of my life. So, yeah.
Exciting. So where was your headspace while writing that EP? And can you tell us a little bit about the process of making it?
Sure. That's an interesting question. So it was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now that we actually recorded it, with our producer, Neil Engel. I would check him out at neilengel.com. He's my favorite mixing engineer of all time. We met him on a tour we did before the EP came out. I just booked some shows. We went and played him, and we met him in Portland. And we showed him a bunch of demos just because he was like at the house that we were sleeping at that night. And he was like, yeah, man, this is cool. Let's work on it right now. And we did like a mix and writing session on like one of the songs that night, just because like he was stoked on it. And actually the song we worked on was When You're Around. And yeah, we all loved it and we were stoked about it. And like 3 months later, we just came back out to Portland and we scheduled 16 days to write and record the EP. And what it ended up being is like a few songs that I thought I would never release just because I didn't think they were that good or they were like too personal or something like that. And then a couple old songs that I didn't think were that good and Neil really just found a new life in, and that made them all brand new for me. And then 1 or 2 like completely brand new songs that we were really stoked about. And I don't know, like, because they were so all over the place, it's hard to say where my headspace was at, because it's like I was like, okay, I want to write a record that feels like this. It was just like, well, these are all these songs. You know what I mean? When You're Around is just about a crush I had on a girl that summer. But other than that, you know, our song Love is about like a relationship thing that happened with me like 2 years before that even. So like almost 5 years ago now. And then our song Fires I wrote when I was 17 in high school about my friends in high school. And then Bailing is just like a hypothetical song about a crazy girl that doesn't exist, you know? So it's just, I don't know. I was all over the place and I was just feeling good. And I was happy that our tracks were sounding really like, really HD and nice and pretty for the first time. And we were just stoked. And then it was a year of like, after we got done recording it, it was a year of emails and anxiety and being less stoked, just trying to figure out what we were going to do with all this stuff we were excited about. And then 2019 was all about being stoked that it was working and hitting the road. And 2020 is horrible. So. So yeah, my headspace has been all over the place in the best way. And truthfully, 2020 hasn't been horrible for me personally. You know, I'm not complaining. There's people that have it way worse than me. I'm happy I'm healthy. My friends and family are healthy. But it's hard to put out content right now. And if I did put out content right now, I wouldn't get to tour on it. And that's our favorite thing, you know? So, and I say content, we're putting out content all the time, songs, specifically songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, makes sense.
That was a long answer. I kind of forget.
Oh, no.
Asked. I'm sorry.
No, it was a good answer. It answered
great.
the question
It was
well.
great.
Yeah. So what bands or artist influences do you hear on that EP, if any?
So on that, I like to think that EP is pretty all over the place. We kind of like fall in line with a bunch of pop punk bands, but I've never really thought of us as pop punk or really anything. And as we're working on music right now, I really don't know what it is. But there's a lot of All Time Low and Jonas Brothers, and there always will be. I know that because I listen to them every day. And there's a lot of Bowling for Soup. Like, I think our band in a lot of ways is kind of like a deconstruction of the form. We take a lot of ideas about these bands and the scenes, and I kind of like overanalyze them. And then my lyrics turn into this like parody of the thing that it actually is too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We've got that line that's like, I want to write lyrics about you that hipsters think are lame. Like that's a deconstruction of everything like indie and pop punk fans do in my head, you know? And I think on the surface, there's like those hipster kids are like, well, that's stupid. You're just being stupid. But like, of course I am, you know, I'm the best at being stupid.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, so I think there's a lot of that. I think there's a lot of Jesse McCartney influence. I was listening to a lot of Jesse McCartney at the time. And I still do. There's some Man Overboard influences on there, especially on
Ooh.
Fires.
Mhm.
And I love Man Overboard. That Rare record is so sick. Or Real Talk. Sorry, Real Talk. That Real Talk record is so sick. I don't know. What else was I feeling in my heart and soul? I mean, that's a lot of it. I think Ariana was kind of popping at the time, so maybe I was doing some vocal things like her on there.
Mhm.
But yeah, just bright, poppy, happy, big, heavy guitar stuff. A lot of 5 Seconds of Summer too.
Taste.
Mhm. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what song off of the EP took the longest to write?
The longest to write?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've actually never considered that. Well, in a way, Fires, because I
Mhm.
started writing it when I was 17, and we did make changes like the day it was recorded. So it's not like I was working on it every day from 17 to 22, which is when we tracked it. But like I had a version of it when I was 17, and then we changed a lot of things when I was 22, and then it was a whole different thing. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe that. Maybe hold on, I think friends are pulling up right now. Or no, they're just waving. I can't tell. I guess anyone's allowed to be here.
Bro, they should join.
They're welcome to. I don't know these people.
Oh.
No, we're cool. I think we're good. No, we're fine. They're just getting in their car. Cool. Sorry. So yeah, I would say Fires, but also okay. So Bailing, I think Bailing took the longest in real time.
Okay.
It took me like 2 weeks to figure that one out, and it changed like 4 times.
Oh.
So I would say, yeah, probably Bailing. Like I started working on it for the record, and it was a totally different song, and then we changed the chorus, and we mixed and mastered it with another song, and then we changed more when we recorded it. So it's either Bailing or Fires for sure.
Okay. Solid.
Yeah.
So for the EP, how did you choose the opener and closer? Did it just kind of fall that way, written that way? How did that happen?
I think When You're Around's the best song, and I just wanted it to be first.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's, that's literally all that was. Fires, I don't know. I don't really remember. We talked about it for a while, and there was actually a 7th song that no one's heard. It was going to be last, and we ended up cutting it. And Fires just kind of felt like a kind of big last hurrah. Just like, you know, after all the BS that is on the rest of the EP, you know, it's just me and my friends sitting around Fires, and that was cool and nice. But for me, really, it was like When You're Around is my favorite, and I think that the title track should be right in the center at number 3. And after that, it was just like, yep, let's put the rest of them on. So
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
So, you guys recently hit 1 million streams on that EP. How does it feel to have just a million streams on just an EP?
So sick. I'm really big on goals. I'm really big on setting personal goals. And at the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to have 1 million views or streams on something before I was 25. And in January, I had 1 million. Like, there was not 1 million in my life anywhere. Not on any socials, not on any song, not on any streams, nothing. I had nothing. And I turned 25 yesterday. And
birthday,
we
by
got
the way.
1 million.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I turned 25 yesterday, and we got 1 million streams on the EP, 7 million on TikTok, 11 million on a video. I'm stoked. I'm
Wow.
really happy statistics wise right now.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats on
Thank you. Yeah, but that was a really specific goal of mine. And our street team, the Not My Weekend street team, follow them on Twitter. They're the best. They worked really hard to get When You're Around to 300,000, and that was a huge part of getting us over that million. And now When You're Around's at 400,000. So I'm just super happy people are still discovering it and still listening to it, and I'm really happy to build on that momentum and put out new songs when I can. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
So you talked
I
about
appreciate you guys.
yeah. Uh, you talked about an album that's been recorded and whatnot. What can you tell us about that, if anything?
Dude, I'll tell you everything. I've got I'm not like a keep secrets guy. Our band isn't big enough.
Okay.
we we went and we recorded an album with Neil Angle in Portland, Oregon. And admittedly, it was a difficult process. Everyone was working full time, and Neil was kind of going through some trauma, and my family was kind of going through some trauma, and it made getting the record done difficult, like truly. Not to say that I don't love it and I'm not proud of it, but you know, the EP took 16 days, and we spent like 2.5 active months and like 4 passive months finishing and getting the record written, recorded, mixed, and mastered. Right.
Okay.
And it's a super poppy record. There's lots of like Teen Beach vibes. There's lots of Stereo Skyline vibes. There's really big guitars. It's pretty happy. There's like multiple parts with cheerleaders in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's quite the record. And we finished it up. We even made a couple music videos that are done and edited and in a Dropbox, and I love them. I'm stoked on them. And then we were gonna and we had 100 days of tour booked this summer, right?
Damn.
Yeah. God.
So we just started working with Dynamic Booking, and that's a big deal for me. I've wanted to work with Dynamic Booking, and specifically Joey and Chris, who booked for us at Dynamic, since I was like 19. So I was like, that was dream come true to be working with those guys.
Yeah.
And then they booked us like 30 days in June that was going to be sick, and then we were starting August. Like, we were so pumped, and it was like, all right, we're dropping these music videos, we're doing our thing, we're touring, and then March 13th, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The dreaded day.
So all of the touring went away. And, you know, we had been kind of shopping the record around a little bit to not like shopping it, but just like showing it to like our good friends and people that are bigger in the industry that I trust a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And they had all kind of said that like, yeah, this is cool, but like, we don't really want to work with it right now. And that's totally, you know, fine, because we're on We Are Triumphant, and I love everybody at We Are Triumphant. Greg's the best, you know? And we were like, all right, well, let's send it to him and let's put it up. Again, this is before COVID, right?
Yeah.
So COVID happens, and just like everyone else in the world, we're not really sure what to do.
Yeah.
And I like talking to people. I like sending emails. I like getting on the phone. So I email everyone that I showed the record to again and said, hey, what's going on? Like, what do you think? And lots of people said, look, we'd just like to hear something else from you. And we don't really know what that is. So believe it or not, I've spent the last month, and I have really actively, and my friends and the rest of the band have really started just getting on the songs, but we're all writing it. But we're writing more stuff. We're writing and recording more songs right now. We're doing more co-writes with a guy named Jared Gaines. He goes under the name Veins on Hopeless Records. I love the songs that we're making from him, or with him, I should say. And then I'm doing, and then we've got another couple co-writes going with like a personal hero of mine, who I'm not going to give it away because it's a cool, big surprise.
All right.
And he's featuring on a song, and I'm really, really excited about that. And it sounds different, and everyone seems like more excited about it. There's a couple producers that I didn't think wanted to work with me that I've showed these songs. They're like, dude, come by, let's start working on it. So we're about to have 18 recorded songs.
Wow.
And the goal, tentatively, and I'm confused and not sure what we're doing, but the goal is to get all those sounding just as good as they possibly can. And just kind of make a good plan with all the people that I'm very excited that we're currently working with, and put out a single and see how that single does, and then kind of pick and choose what the album's going to look like from there.
Okay.
But yeah, again, I feel bad that that's such a confusing answer, and I feel bad that I'm so confused, but I want to be transparent with my audience. And I also want to let everyone know that putting out music is a priority for me, but I want to do it as best and big as I possibly can, you know, because like I said, I turned 25 yesterday. None of us, we all graduated from college. It's like, it's time to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be dropping an album that like my team isn't excited about that I can't tour on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get that.
That makes sense.
So the album,
it's a crazy world.
Yeah, the album in its current form will not be seeing the light of day, is what you're telling us.
Well, like the album in its current form just has more songs on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I hope that every single one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I say I hope, like it's not up to me. Yeah. Like I'll put them all out eventually.
Yeah.
It's just like it seems very possible to me that a group of 10 songs doesn't come out before 2021.
Okay.
If I'm being real. And again, that's all coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a super weird thing. But yeah, like we're going to start dropping singles eventually.
Okay. Exciting.
I really can't stress. I love all the material so much. I just want to execute it the best way possible. It's all good news. I keep having to ask people for patience, and I'm super impatient. So it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, so you mentioned that you had like an extra song that was going to go on the EP, but it just didn't fit, or it just didn't go on. Would you be putting that on the album, or just
probably
standalone?
not? Probably not. Maybe in the future I'll just throw that up on YouTube. It's a cool song. It's like it's like the most Disney Channel thing I've ever done. And don't get me wrong, like I said earlier, I love Disney Channel.
Yeah.
But like the band was all kind of like, yeah, this is a song, but it's not as good as the rest of the EP. And I agree. I don't think it's as good as the rest of the EP. But you know, like a B-sides record one day, absolutely, just put it on there, let everybody listen.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You know, Disney Channel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I'm not counting that in the 18 that we're working on.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So your last tour was with Happy. How was that?
Yes.
And what was that experience like? How did that happen?
Awesome. Yeah, they're the dudes. That was through Greg, the owner of our label at We Are Triumphant, sent me a message on Facebook and was like, "Hey, this Happy band's really sick. You should tour with them." And I sent Tate a message. And I was like, "Hey, man, Greg said you guys are cool. I'm going to listen to your stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, man, my guy said you guys are cool. I'll listen to your stuff." And, you know, I have lots of conversations like that all the time. Yeah. That's one of the few where we had that conversation, then we actually did something. And he just got in touch with their booking guy. We got in touch with our booking guy at the time, who has changed now. And they got together, and we booked a tour, and I did all the promotion behind it. And it went great. I mean, there were people at every show, and I played a lot of shows where there were no people. So it was a big dream come true. Denver was amazing. Chicago was amazing. All the Texas dates were amazing. Those stand out in my mind as being like, oh my God, we're on tour moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So pretty sick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any pre-show rituals?
Not freak out. That's our.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
We do our, you know, I get a lot of anxiety about setup, and I think we all get a little bit of anxiety about setup because all the shows we've ever had that have been bad have generally been because setting up our gear went poorly. Like just something with the sound or with the house or just plugging something in and it just doesn't turn on. So the part that I get nervous for the most is absolutely plugging our stuff in and crossing our fingers that it turns on and sounds right.
Yeah.
So, and pretty much if we get to the end of that, we all, and everything is working and we think it's going to go well, we all just take a big deep breath and go, sick. Okay, let's start.
It's gonna be a good night. Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know, maybe if in a couple years when we all hate each other, we'll do like a big handshake or something.
Yeah. Like, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
All right. So when you were playing live, what songs would you say are your top 3 to play?
When You're Around is number 1.
All right.
I really like Love.
All right.
And we have Jonas Brothers cover Sucker.
Oh my God.
That we did at a couple shows that was super sick. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's on Spotify right now too. I love that song.
Bro. Okay.
So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
I really hope before the next 5 years it's my full-time job. You know, right now it's like right now the band and making content is like 30 to 40 hours of my week, and then there's 20 hours of my week that's like scraping by for rent. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, I'm not paying rent right now, but soon I will be.
Yeah.
And so I really hope long before then that's our living. And if 5 years from now I would like to be like, you're talking about me turning 30 years old. I'd like to be really through the looking glass. I'd like to be a notable band that people are excited to tour with, and I would like to be writing songs for people like every day. We're trying to move. The entirety of my afternoon has been spent trying to figure out how we're moving to LA at the end of July.
Wow.
And I would like to be 5 years from now. I'd like to be on my third lease in LA, writing songs for people and playing really good tours that I'm proud and excited about. So,
All right.
yeah,
That's
the goal
great.
for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, for the last couple questions, we're actually gonna steer away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom. Yeah. So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
There's a restaurant in Houston, Texas that my parents have taken me to for years, and that we like have a little tiny percentage of, called Lupe Tortillas. And it's just what it sounds like. It's my favorite Mexican food. It's so perfect. Steak Lupe, or just a huge plate of steak fajitas
Ooh.
from Lupe Tortillas with a giant Dr. Pepper. I haven't had Dr. Pepper in years because I'm fully addicted to it. Like, I lost a tooth. I was drinking so much.
God
Oh my
damn.
God.
But if I was on death row, I'd have a really large Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Oh, I answered this question recently in a video that has yet to be posted.
Oh.
I don't know. It's tough because there's a lot of fictional worlds where if you're there for a week, your chance of dying goes up pretty high. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Star Wars is cool, but it's also like an empire, like, and they kill you.
Mhm.
So, maybe Avatar if I could be a bender.
Ooh. What element?
I think air and water are the only right answers.
True.
Like,
exactly.
earth and fire is sick, but if you want to talk about like surfing with water bending, dude,
Mhm.
forget about it. Or flying. What am I even talking about?
Exactly.
Airbending, you can fly.
You
Yeah.
fly,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, probably air. I couldn't pass up flying. I can surf right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always said it would be kind of cool to be in the Harry Potter universe, just
Mhm.
if you had nothing to do with Harry Potter. Like, you
Yeah.
didn't know that guy at all. Like,
Yeah, you were just like a bystander.
yeah, 100%. You just were good at magic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe one of those. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Wait, so what Harry Potter house then?
I'm a Gryffindor. I'm so
Oh,
basic.
Gryffindor. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
definitely. Yeah,
That's
I'd like to think that I'm too cool and one of the others, but I'm definitely just a Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I respect that. So, I have the honor of asking the last question, and everybody we've
Nice.
spoken to have said it's the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color? We gotta laugh. God bless.
It used to be green, but I think red. It's been red for like 4
Ooh.
years now.
All
I
right.
gravitate. You know what it is? It's that I haven't bought any of my guitars, and all the guitars I have been gifted to me, or I've kind of just like happened upon them, and they're all red.
Oh wow.
It's not me picking them out. It's not me saying I want red guitars. It just happens to be every guitar that enters in my life is a bright red. So
Wow.
my favorite color is choosing me, baby. That's
That's
how it is.
All
It's
right.
fate.
So
100%.
as Glory said, that's all the questions we have for you today. Is there anything you would like to plug?
Yes, please go check out my YouTube, youtube.com/Patrick Gilchrist. I've been posting every Wednesday for 7 weeks now.
Wow.
And Wednesday is loose. I just try and post once a week because as I say that, I'm not posting this coming Wednesday because I just posted on Saturday. But I've got a big fireworks video coming out that I'm super excited about.
Ooh.
So that's consistent long form content, and it all comes back for the band. And my friends in the band are in them all the time.
Mhm.
And then follow me on TikTok. at Patrick Gilchrist. I post there every single day. And all that leads back to the band as well. And just keep streaming us on Spotify. If you follow us on Spotify, you will get notified when there are new songs out. So those are the 3 places where, like, if there's new content going up, you're going to see it. I repost all that stuff on Instagram and Twitter. But, like, if you want to see new stuff from me, it's going to be the Not My Weekend Spotify, my YouTube, and my TikTok. So, yeah.
All right.
Solid.
Yeah.
So thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Pat from Not My Weekend, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.